Heyo everyone, it is the Loki Monster here, and today's update is the One Becomes Many. Now this is actually based on this little cute meme that Clarion posted at the beginning of May, where one bone becomes many. And I thought this was going to be a really cute update where we were going to search for bones all over the place to recreate this thing. Well, I could not be more wrong. Okay, to start this update, we are going to click on our travel menu, click on Doomwood, and then head to Bone Cliffs. Now, once you're in Bone Cliffs, you want to come up to this little ledge over here. You'll see this little NPC over here, and easily missed. He's just a little bone lying on the ground. When you click on him, he says, "I'm merely a bone. With your help, I could be many. Gather bones for me." And the first quest is 2,000 bones. Now, if you look at the rewards, they're really pitiful on this, and they actually look at the bottom. It says Start Saga rather than Start Quest, which implies that this is going to be very long and drawn out. We also have another locked menu called Lost Artifacts, so we can't even see what that's about, but we have to finish Bones Quest before we can unlock that. But Bones Quest can be quite ridiculous, and the amount required doubles every time you hand it in. Now, a lot of people are very upset about the location because, well, not only is Bone Cliffs a low-level area and most players doing this are way overpowered for this, there just aren't enough skeletons to go around. There's way too many people in the area. As you can see, I can't hit anything here. I was trying with melee. Well, that's a bad idea. You just want to go with range here. And maybe the worst part of this is we are actually interfering with brand new players trying to play through this area. And we're coming off looking like jerks, because the parties are competing against each other. But Clarion does have a solution for this, but it won't be implemented till next week, and it will be a separate Bone Cliffs area just for farming this. Now, hopefully they do it as a party dungeon, and that everyone will share so people don't have to be trying to party up with people and competing against each other still. I hope we keep the limit to 5. Now, I did check out in Doomwood Forest there. Unfortunately, only the skeletons in Bone Cliffs count, and even the ones on Shadow Skull Bridge do not count. So after checking Shadow Skull Bridge, then I came back here and started sending out invites, because the only sane way to do this quest is to party up. Now, I did manage to party up with a few people, but it didn't really help my progress much. Not only because the number of players in the area trying to kill the mobs, also, with mobile, you are actually slower than PC. As you can see, I am lagging, and the fellow running around by me is just jumping around in circles, and I can barely even move because there's so much traffic here. So I actually had started with my number one trick, which was to go to a low population server. I had gone to the green server, which is generally the lowest population server, and then usually blue or gold is as well. Depends on the time of day. So what can you do in a situation like this to help even further? Well, in this case, I decided to leave. Yes, I am leaving, and I'm not leaving not to play, just to turn around and go back in to hopefully a new instance, and that is exactly what I got. Now, a lot of these players are using Go to Their Friends in order to enter the instance, which is making the instance overcrowded. As you see, this one I got all to myself, and as you guys can see, I am not lagging nearly as much. Now, I am running a camera, and I am also running on very high graphics. This is definitely not recommended. So now that I'm here, I'm going to type into my party member to come and join me, and I didn't even realize I should have told him what I was doing beforehand, because the second I started typing, I hadn't even realized it. He had actually left the party thinking I had left. My bad, I'm sorry. So just before the update, I got a little bit of information from a Discord chat about just how many bone variations there are. So you start off with bone 1, and you have to kill 2k skeletons for him, and when you hand that in, you now have a quest with bone 2. Now bone 2 wants 4k, and when I finished that quest, I discovered that Bone 2 had doubled again, and now they wanted 8k. But there is a reward for this quest, which is the Blade of Bone, which is the basic version of this skull sword that this version doesn't have the glowing eyes, as you can see. It's solid black, which everyone loves, and it does have this black aura you can see when it turns. Now, at this point, I had been farming for several hours. It had gotten extremely boring. I actually started nodding off and falling asleep when I was getting close to 4,000, and I needed to make the video, and also I had to find out exactly just how many you're going to need for this, because if it was the entire list of PCs, it would have been 1,033,000 bones. Fortunately, the wiki was given the information that there are 5, so the total number that you are going to need is 64,000 to earn the Blade of B-Manny. Now, some of you might think this is not worth doing. Now, before you condemn this, be aware, because I don't want this to come back and bite anybody in the butt, there is still another menu, and the menu specifically says lost artifacts. We have been asking for a lot of weapons that had gotten lost in time and never got released in the game, and this very well may be how we are to earn them, and that those other NPCs will be involved in those further quests, and there very well may be that item that you have always wanted. I'm just going to use this as an example, Death's Bow, but the one that I really suspect and am very suspicious about it is the fact that the final NPC in this quest chain, according to the list that was put in Discord, is a werewolf. And people have been waiting to cash in their werewolf token they earned in the werewolf arena for completing the entire ranking system for almost 2 years now. Now, it very well may not be this at all, but I find this really highly suspicious. I want to thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now, guys. It better be something good if I'm going to do this, honest.